If you're sick of losing in chess and you just want some consistency, watch this video. You're probably making the same mistakes over and over again, and guess what? Most players don't notice it. So they just keep playing games hoping they improve, and yeah, we all know where that hope chess goes. Don't, guys. So in this video, I'll basically show you the patterns of your mistakes, which basically block consistency. So if you apply this, you're going to start to see the greens a lot more on your profile. So take notes and let's get right into it. Feed a master Raheem Glaves here. Let's go. Now, first on the list is that persons don't watch out for unprotected pieces. Whenever you are going to make a move in chess, pause and ask yourself, what is unprotected currently? And try to see if you can capitalize on that piece. Now, in the game, we had bishop to g5. But if white asked himself this question, which is, again, what is unprotected in the position, like you do a quick scan, you would realize that this rook is absolutely low on squares. Once you can attack unprotected pieces, you could win them if your opponents aren't careful. In this case, it's just trapped. All right, the rook goes here, then bishop takes a5, and again, we are winning that piece. So ensure that you're looking out for this in your games, just to make sure that we're on the same path. Let's go for example number 2. What would you play in this scenario as black if you had this game? Alright, giving the answer now, guys. If your answer was knight to d4 or knight to e5, you would have successfully failed. So we need to look out for unprotected pieces and see if we could win them first. So check those moves first before continuing. Alright, that's going to help you with consistency in terms of getting more wins in the games, guys. A lot of persons just play the games not even knowing that there's a tactic possible. Let's get into the second one, guys. Take notes. No blind threats, guys. Don't just attack a piece and be like, all right, that's what I want to do. Like, what does your opponent want to do, guys? We're going to even ignore the fact that this person doesn't know about the hanging piece rule. But yeah, he moves his piece here. And you need to ask yourself, like, what is your opponent trying to do? You are trying to do stuff, like, the reason why he moved his bishop is because he knows that you want to take that bishop. You need to ask yourself the same question, like, all right, he moved here. What is he trying to do? You would see some checkmating threat, but no. You attack his queen and then you only look at your moves. And then when you get checkmate, you're like, oh my God. Like, yes, guys, ensure that you are checking for what your opponent is doing. They have moves too. Next one. Next on the list, we have not putting pressure on pinned pieces. Whenever you see pieces on the same diagonal or file line, you just have to ensure that you are putting pressure on those pinned pieces, guys. Don't just have a pin and be like, oh, let me chill. Ask yourself, can I put pressure? In the game, we had queen to b1. Everybody here, once you see a pin, we put pressure on that pin piece. So bishop to b4 is a no-brainer. See a pin, you put pressure on the pin. Just to make sure that you guys are on the same path, let me bring up a second example. What would you play in this scenario? We have a pin right here. Do we just continue with chess and we're like, all right, let's go e6 or just make random moves? We have to ensure that whenever you have the chance and it's good, you just put pressure on that pin piece, guys. So knight to d4. All right, everything here is crisscross applesauce, and guess what? When you put pressure on pin pieces, dangerous things happen. We know what h3, bringing us to again another one. Whenever somebody attacks you in chess, you must not have a default thinking to retreat. You must look for a counterattack. If somebody attacks a piece for you, look for a piece of the same value or greater to counterattack. So my bishop is worth 3. I mean, fire players, they will say 3.5, but for 3, we need to counterattack a knight or something greater. In this case, we had knight takes knight check, followed by bishop takes h3, and just like that, we are now going to be attacking the king, and we're up a pawn, just because of a counterattack. But we got that by applying pressure to the pinned piece. Take notes. Let's confirm that we're on the same path. My opponent just played q to d3, offering a queen trade, but then I hit him with a counterattack. How do we counterattack in chess? We're like, wait, he's attacking my queen. What's worth more than a queen? Or of the same value. I can either trade the queens or counterattack something stronger, which is the king. So I gave him a check. Blocked, take, take. And then I played q to c5, hitting the pawn on a5, keeping pressure on the knight. And let's see who is following here. What would you play for black in this scenario? We need to what? We have the pin, guys. We need to put pressure on that pin piece. Pawn to e5 when he resigned. If you are interested in 1v1 sessions, you could book through my website. The link is going to be in my description and my bio. RaheemGlaveschess.com. Oh yeah, we're literally just winning the piece, guys. Like if he does nothing, we just take. And if you count the material, we're gonna be having extra piece. Time for the test. Black just played the magnificent queen takes b2. What would you play as white here? Would you play? Oh, would you waste another move with bishop to d4? Would you play bishop takes c4, or would you play rook to b1, taking a tempo off the queen? So we have 1, 2, 3 moves, guys. Which move would you play? For all the persons who said anything except bishop to d4, you're wrong. Remember, what happened in this game was crazy though. We had takes on c4, and then, you know, every single piece went hanging. Ensure that you're looking out for unprotected pieces. Let's continue with the video. Now, look at chess as active versus passive pieces. If your opponents refuse to follow opening chess principles, and they don't have anything developed, and you do, open the center, guys. Like, you need access points towards the target. After takes, queen takes, we simply brought every single piece to their optimal squares. We had the bishop, the rook, the queen, everything active, guys. Oh yeah, black didn't live to tell the tale, guys. Right? Super clean. But let's pull this back. Now, for persons who play chess a little bit timid, you want to get out of that a bit. Don't be afraid to give up pawns if it's going to help you with activity. There was like a quick joke, and somebody was asking me like, Raheem, what's better, like a knight or a bishop? And I was like, which one? It's the one that is active, guys, right? So activity is the law of chess. So ensure that you're implementing that a lot in your games. So again, if your opponent's king is in the center, break open the center if it helps to activate your pieces. Now, if you look to the left side of the screen here, you will see that white is completely crushing. What would you play for white in this scenario? If you found what this guy found in the game, which is rook takes h6, you would have successfully blundered this game in style. So, we need to ensure that we are not forcing things that we cannot see. When it comes on to tactics, ensure that you're seeing a clear way to win, or you just simply don't force the move. If you just play something normal, you will not be losing, guys. You don't do tactics unless you actually, again, practice yourself to visualize the moves all the way through. Don't just lose a piece and then after the game you check it, you're like, oh my god, what happened? Like, you gave him the game. Like, black didn't work for the game, you just handed the game to him. So ensure that, again, you're stopping or limiting the one move blunders, and don't just give away your pieces. Careful with sacrifices. Ensure that you're seeing it all the way through. be patient when it comes on to converting. If you're attacking a piece in chess and forgetting about your own unprotected pieces, that's a sin. Knight to g6, this was again gone. Don't be this guy, alright? Before you make a move, ensure that you're scanning the board for unprotected pieces. That goes for both sides. Ensure that you're not hanging anything. Ensure that you have, again, protected pieces. And before you make threats, check it. Final test, guys. Now, black is up a whole piece. Should he right now quickly convert this position with ease and play this move bishop to h3? Threatening checkmate in 1. If the answer is yes, then you would have successfully failed this test one more time. Ensure that for every move that you play, you are watching out for unprotected pieces on both sides, guys. That is going to be the biggest takeaway of today. Don't hang checkmates. Don't just be winning and just throw away the game. Ensure that you're utilizing this thinking system to improve your consistency. Like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. See you again another time, and thanks again for watching, guys.